So, I'm sure a few of you are curious about how my life played out. Well, after my grandparents took me in, after my dad went to jail, um, I don't remember too much. Like I said before, everything before age 7 is a complete blank. So, I just remember going to school. I went to school at Carroldale Elementary in Carson. Um, I stayed there, it was pre K through 8th grade. So I stayed there until 8th grade, and then high school was Carson High School. Um, I did not finish. I did end up dropping out. Um, there's a whole story behind that. I'll get to it another time. But I did go up to 12th grade, but I was so many credits short from graduating that I just stopped going. They were telling me that once I reached 18, I couldn't continue going because I was an adult. And since I didn't have any kind of learning disability, that I could not keep going to get those credits. So they offered me adult school, so I did go to adult school, which worked out for a while. Up until I was about 18, 19 years old. Yeah, not long before I turned 19, I started doing odd jobs for friends and anybody I could. Anything they needed me to do, cleaning, gardening, babysitting, anything. So I had a friend that her dad offered to pay me, I think it was $40 to clean up a room because he was having some problems. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it took a lot longer than I expected, so I ended up spending the night with her, and I went back home the next morning. My grandma did not want me to go. She didn't want me to go even though I needed the money. I had a dog, and I needed to buy him some dog food. But she didn't want me to go. She insisted that, I didn't need to do it. But I felt it's something I needed to do. I needed the work experience, and he would give me some good referrals. So anyway, I went, came back the next morning, and she wouldn't answer the door. So I figured she was mad at me. I did try calling her all through the night, and she didn't answer, so she was stubborn. So I just figured she was just really pissed off at me. I came the next morning. She didn't answer the door. My uncle popped up, and he was saying he was calling her and stuff. And I called my friend so we can sneak in through my window. Even though she didn't like me to have my windows open, I still always kept it cracked. I like the cool air and stuff. So she snuck in through the window. And my dog knew her, of course. I got the dog from her. So that was like his previous owner. So she snuck in and she found out that my grandma had fell. She was in the hallway. Apparently she had been there since not long after I left the day before. And we had no idea. The phone was dead next to her, so she couldn't call for help. So my uncle called the paramedics. They showed up. They picked her up, and they wanted to charge me with elderly abuse. But that didn't go through. As I left for work, basically. I didn't have an actual job, but I left to go make money. And they verified all the sources and stuff and dropped it. But after that, my family realized that it was time for them to take care of her and not put all the weight on my shoulders. So they arranged a sale, yard sale, sell all her stuff, sell the house, and I had to leave. So I ended up living with my friend for about a year. In that time I met my now husband, and it just kind of went from there. So that was pretty much my teenage years. And after that, growing up, besides that was pretty normal. I had the normal birthday parties. We went to Disneyland, but as I got older, things started changing. She kind of saw my rebellious side because she was always so protective of me. I couldn't have friends over. I couldn't go to their house. I couldn't even go in the front yard sometimes. She didn't want me anywhere except in her line of sight. She was scared that somebody was going to kidnap me or I was going to evaporate or something. Now, that's how she made it seem. So, I led a very sheltered life. Some of my friends kind of found it funny because I didn't know so much. I just knew what she allowed me to know. I learned a lot in high school. I rebelled and started going out. She didn't like it, but I needed some freedom. You know, you can't keep somebody sheltered their whole entire life, which is pretty much what she did. And even my aunts and uncles, they backed me up. Like, you can't have a chain on her forever. She has to go out and learn and explore the world and get to learn things for herself. So I finally started doing that in my teen years. It took a lot of strength to just say, no, I need to go out. I need to learn, and you can't protect me forever. She hated it, but just in the end, I felt like it's something I needed to do. I needed to get out. The sheltered life was not for me, and really all it did was make me overweight. She just insisted on food and TVs, and I wasn't allowed to go out and play, so I've always been fat. Always. I never learned exercise and eating right and all that good stuff. She didn't teach me that. Whatever I liked, she gave me. If it was McDonald's pizza every day, it didn't matter. She gave it to me just to make me happy. And I can tell you now, I don't do my kids like that. I give them all the basic food groups. I help them exercise. I always tell them, I don't want you fat like me. Obesity runs in the family, and I don't want you like me. Go out, exercise, go run, go ride your bike. Don't sit in your room all day and play on your phones. The phones are fun. They're amazing, but don't let it consume your life like TV did for me. You know, sometimes they hate me because they just want to sit back and watch Netflix all day. But I tell them, no, you have to go out. We got 2 dogs. Go run with them. Go play with them. Go do something. Don't be a stick in the mud. Be happy. Be healthy. My youngest loves running around, but my oldest is more like how I was growing up. And trying to get her out of that and be active is proving more difficult than I thought. I make her get up and get out there. Take her phone from her at least once a day. A couple hours, go play, you know. I want them to have the same freedom I had when I was older, but from a younger age. Kids need freedom, and growing up, I didn't have it. So I'm not going to do my kids like that. Really, the saddest part is they don't have grandparents on either side. They don't have grandparents. They have a grandpa on their dad's side, but he's in the he lives in another state, so they don't get to see him too much. So they're living without grandparents, and it kind of hurts because other kids have, you know, they have grandparents to go visit and see. And, you know, grandma spoils me with money and presents on Christmas, and they don't have it. And if you trace it all back, it all goes back to how my dad was. If he hadn't killed my mom, then she no doubt would still be alive, but of course he probably would be dead still too. All those supposed illnesses he had. Sorry about that. But yeah, I guess I'll end the story there for now. Bye.